Yo, what's up, Clayton? Ruined your day. Got me a old ass Bush Light and some behind the scenes footage of South by Southwest. So let's do this recap video. Boom! While we're here, we are here. Clayton, Jeff, and me came down to a little town called Austin, Texas, to film Disaster. Battle of this guy a-kaza. He's a Houston battle rapper. It's on this showcase of Lil Flip, who's a Houston rapper, and he's launching a record label tonight, and to celebrate it, he kind of wanted to open the concert with a battle. And
so Lil Flip chose this, or?
Yeah, Lil Flip chose this battle. So, Diz just kind of put in the word. He was like, hey, this guy is like the Michael Jordan of filming battle rap. So you gotta, if you want it to look legit, hire him, because they had a pretty decent budget. And then when they hit me up, they're like, hey, can you just film the whole event too? And originally the event was gonna be streamed, but that didn't happen. So yeah, we're filming the whole event. We're starting it off with the battle. It's 5 o'clock right now. We're gonna head to the venue as soon as possible and just get started. The event was Friday, March 17th. And we decided that we were going to come up that same day. So Friday morning, we all went our separate ways and decided to meet up in Austin, Texas around 3 p.m. I had a very uneventful drive from my house that took 5.5 hours. Avocado and Jeff had a very uneventful flight from their house. It was about the same time. So we all met up in Austin, Texas. We haven't seen each other for a while. So we did all that. And then the first place we hit, obviously, after a long ass drive and flight, was to get some grub. There was a place called Cooper's Barbecue, cafeteria style, more food than you should probably be able to eat. Ran down the game plan, what the idea was for the day. And sound check was at 7 p.m. We went back to the hotel, built all of our cameras, accounted for everything. I think we had 2 tripods and 3 cameras and a bunch of backpacks and computers and blah, 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 blah. But anyways, we walked for 5 blocks past 6th Street, which is essentially the Bourbon Street of South by Southwest. We walked through there, we walked a bunch of streets, and we finally got to the venue. No one was really there yet. There was people setting up barricades and stages, doing all the preliminary stuff. So the company that we got hired by actually, I guess, has 2 separate spaces, the main space where the entire concert was going to go down, and then there was also a secondary space where there was lesser known names that were already performing during the day. So I went over there to go get some B-roll and to go get some I guess just to warm up, you know what I mean, before the actual event. I'm there for about an hour just to kill time. Got some good stuff, and then we head back over. They got this big ass screen. They got all these crazy strobe lights. I mean, granted, I'm used to just shooting battle events, but we kind of expected that this place was gonna get crazy fast. We're at the venue for the battle, doing sound check. As you can hear, this is hip-hop as fuck. Sure enough, within an hour, they open up the doors and people just start flooding in. Obviously, you have some big names on the card. You got 21 Savage, Young M.A., Lil Flip. Just with a lot of battle rap events, there was a bunch of people on stage, a couple audio issues that we had to deal with. There was just a bunch of unexpected technical difficulties that we ran into. So it took a little bit of time to readjust to that. The crowd died down and they all got everyone's bearings straight. a-kaza went first in the battle. And for whatever reason, the crowd wasn't super receptive. And a lot of people just were not eager to see a rap battle. People kept talking over them. People kept shouting during rounds, all the kind of things that battle rap events are kind of accustomed not to doing. And so a-kaza got through his first round, trying to calm the crowd down, trying to get them back. And the Disaster went. He reels them back in a little bit, but the difficulties with the crowd on top of the mic issues and stuff were just
increasing exponentially. Eventually, Lil Flip, after each one of their first rounds, he just called it. a-kaza and Disaster hop off stage, and then the next performer comes up and starts performing. I went up to Disaster and asked what the game plan was after that. And of course, knowing Disaster, he wanted to just go out in the street and get it done right then and there. We were all already there. Me and Jeff were down to do it. We were down to hop out there. It was only going to be like a 12-minute battle. But whenever we went out there, we couldn't find a-kaza, his opponent. So it was like, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. So we hopped back in to finish filming the rest of the event. Avocado and Disaster linked up, and we had decided that, okay, maybe we can reschedule it for the next day. We've done that before. Do it anywhere in a parking garage. So that was the plan. After that was, okay, we'll just meet up tomorrow before we catch our flights out and drive out, and we'll get it done. So after we got our tripods and our backpacks and our cameras all gathered up, we began walking back to our hotel, which was about a 5-block walk back. The streets were packed shoulder to shoulder. I remember there was this one time where we crested this hill, and our hotel was like at the bottom of the hill, kind of, but in the middle of that hill was 6th Street, which, like I said, is like Bourbon Street on Mardi Gras. Like, it's already difficult enough to try to get through that, let alone with like heavy ass gear, and like all of our hands are full. We're like super top heavy, you know. So we get up to this crowd. It's only like one street, you know, like 40, 50 feet we got to make, no big deal. So we were about like 8 to 10 feet into this crowd. And then all of a sudden, one of the craziest things that I've ever seen happened. And I have a pretty good clip of Jeff explaining this. So I'll just let him explain it.
So what happened? I was following you and Clayton. We all had our camera gear in our hands. They weren't broken down or anything, so we were carrying our backpacks. Clayton had a tripod, and everybody started. We were in the middle of a huge crowd at the very end of the night at South by Southwest.
Well, we were just entering that giant crowd, right?
Yeah,
coming over that hill, and we're like,
yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was funny because there's a hill like right above the crowd of people, and we're looking down, and Kyle's like, "How are we gonna get through that?" And then we just start going down it, because obviously you're just gonna walk through it, right? That's what we're gonna do. And anyway, we get to it, and right as we start entering the crowd, you start seeing some people just like swarming back towards us, and then just everybody started doing it. And then I just turned around with them, and I don't know what happened to you guys. I just like didn't even think about it. I was just get fight or flight kind of thing, took off, and tried to just like run with the crowd. Cause I could feel people like rubbing against me, and like kind of like I could feel like things pulling you back, like something stepped on my foot, and like try to like things are gonna knock you down. You know you're just gonna get fucked up if you start like going slow. And then I just kept with the people. And saw some girls get fucked up on a bike rack. I made it around the bike rack. Then I got behind this wall, and after I got behind this wall, everybody kind of started slowly dying down, and they were like, "Oh, why are we running?" And I was like, "Yeah, why are we running?" So then I went back. I was like, "Shit, now I gotta find Kyle and Clayton." And there's like probably no way I'm gonna find them. There's just like a shit show, scatter of people. There's so many people everywhere. Well, it's funny because I just basically walked back around the corner, and then Kyle's just like pretty much right there. Hey, what's up? He gave me the foam from the shotgun mic from my camera that fell off. I was like, okay, let's go. And we just went back to the hotel.
Wow. All this happened in like 0.5 seconds. Everyone's like running for their life and screaming. We have no idea what's going on. We just get bum rushed and barreled over. Like, I don't know if like someone fucking dropped a grenade in the middle of the crowd or what, but everyone was like running for their life from something. Avocado and I are like sprawled out on the ground, cameras and all of that just scattered everywhere. I'm like a turtle on its back with this big backpack and like these two things in my arms. I can't do anything. I got these like 3 chicks laying all over the place. Me and Avocado, we just had to accept our fate and just take the brute force. So anyways, I ended up like ripping my pants open. Kyle's hands all bloody. We had an interesting end to the night for sure. No gunshots. We never even found out what caused it. I mean, So we ended up just walking back to the hotel after the little icing on the cake of the night. And we unpacked our stuff, crashed, showered, woke up the next day. The next day we had a bunch of stuff still on our plate. We weren't supposed to leave until about 4 o'clock that day. So we had met up with a few battlers. We had seen Cortez out, A-Ward, Ilmac, a couple other people, and they came up to our room. We shot a couple episodes with them. And then we tried to meet up with Diz to shoot that a-kaza battle one last time out in the street. Diz had done everything he possibly could, and we met him right back where the event was the day before. So we waited and waited and waited. A-Ward was there, Diz was there, a couple other people were there. And long story short, the battle ended up not happening. a-kaza wasn't able to show up.
Listen to this, dude. Goldilocks zone.
The weekend was crazy. We only were involved in one stampede, and we came out unscathed this time. So we all went our separate ways. We took an equally uneventful drive home, flight home, and boom, South by Southwest, all of 24 hours in Austin, Texas.
Me and Jeff drinking strawberries. Jeff has drank like 12 of these. I told him to stop, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't stop. It's embarrassing. He has an obsession with strawberries. I tell him to stop every single day. He does nothing but drink these. Our fridge is full of them. And in the middle, there's an Alexa.